Tyrese Haliburton isn't just the Pacers' star. He's the engine behind one of the most efficient offenses we've seen in a finals run. But to be a lockdown defender, you need more than hustle and technique. You need to know exactly who you're up against and a blueprint for how to shut them down. That's why today we're doing something different. A full scouting report on Haliburton. The same type of film study that championship teams use to build their game plan. Let's dive into how OKC can slow down Indiana's key piece.
Oh man, what a defensive play. Tremendous defense. Wow.
First, let's talk about what makes Tyrese Haliburton so tough to guard. He's the fastest quarterback in the playoff. Indiana crosses half court with 20 seconds or more left on the shot clock 74% of their possessions, the highest rate in the playoffs. That pace fuels an offense that ranks first in transition efficiency. He's a blur in the open floor, always looking to hit the open man and pass the ball ahead. Meanwhile, in the half court, Haliburton lives in the pick and roll. Nearly 40% of his scoring chances come from here, and he's dangerous in so many ways. He's especially dangerous in high ball screens, lifting the defense and giving himself all that space to pick you apart. From here, his decisions are wide open, and he can get to so many scoring options. And even if you force him into isolation, he's still a threat. He loves to attack mismatches with that step back three, usually pushing off his right foot and sliding to the left. That's his signature move. A staple for guys who train with Drew Hanlen, if you've picked up on that. If Haliburton puts it on the floor, he loves to attack the middle of the floor. Whether it's from the spot-up catch or an isolation drive, that middle penetration is brutal. Help too much and he'll spray it out to shooters with his elite passing skills. Stay home and he's at the rim ready to finish. Great passers are one of the hardest star archetypes to guard. So now that we know his key strengths, high ball screens, isolation step backs, and middle drives, we need to find his weaknesses. And every star has weaknesses. It's just about finding them. If we just purely looked at his drive directions, whether he drove left or right, there might not seem too big a difference overall. He's efficient in both directions. But when you break it down a step further, there's a huge difference hidden within the stats, and it comes from whether those attacks are middle drives or baseline drives. When Haliburton goes middle, like we've seen, that's his comfort zone. But when he is forced to drive baseline, things get a little more complicated for him. It cuts off his passing angles and lets the help defense rotate over and protect the rim. This is where you start to see his efficiency dip and the turnovers creep up. There are even multiple times when he misses what look like relatively easy finishes, but when you see them multiple times, it starts to create a trend. Moving to another area that we can slow Haliburton down might be the side pick and roll. In high ball screens, we've seen he's elite. But when it comes to side ball screens, the efficiency drops. That's where defenses can either use ice coverage to force him on the baseline or even soft trap him, taking away his middle drives, limiting his passing angles, and funneling him right into help. It's not that he's a bad player there, but compared to his high ball screens, it's a window of opportunity to get the ball out of his hands and keep him from making plays in his comfort zone. Now let's talk about how we can turn Haliburton's strengths against him in the high ball screen. We already know he's one of the best readers of defenses and making plays out of this action. But there is one read that he seems to struggle to connect with. Those quick, short roll passes to the big. If you soft hedge or show just enough to slow him down, you can bait that short roll pass, which has been prone to turnovers. It's a subtle weakness, but one that can start to break his rhythm, force him into passes that's been tough for him to complete, and put other guys in the decision-making role. And finally, let's talk about pressing Haliburton. Full court pressure can be a game changer against a guard like him. He's at his best when he's playing fast, making quick decisions, and leading the break. But when you pick him up early, you force him to work just to get the ball. That slows down his pace, takes away that quick pass ahead, and disrupts the flow of the entire Indiana offense. Even better, pressing him can corral him towards the sideline, keeping him away from those high middle ball screens that he loves so much. That's a huge way to take away his comfort zone and force him to make plays out of tempo. So how do we take all these strengths and weaknesses and turn them into a game plan that works on the court? Here's the blueprint to slow down Tyrese Haliburton. The same kind of preparation that turns good defenders into lockdown defenders. First, we want to press him full court. Make him work just to get in the offense, just to get the ball. That takes away his pace and gives you a chance to keep him toward the sideline before he gets comfortable. Next, let's see what he looks like when we ice or soft trap those sideline pick and rolls. Force him baseline, take away his middle penetration, and keep him from spraying passes all over the floor. That's where his reads are tougher and his efficiency drops. If he does get into high ball screens, let's not just switch or drop automatically. Let's show a soft hedge and bait that short roll pass. That's where maybe we can see some turnovers, especially if our defenders can make those passing windows even tighter. And when he's looking to drive, let's make sure he doesn't go middle against us. Funnel him baseline where we can help rotate and shrink those passing windows. And finally, if he's in isolation, be ready for that step back three. It's one of those signature moves, so let's crowd his right foot, or better yet, get on his left side to take away that gather. Stay balanced, and if he does give up the ball to set up the boomerang pass, let's try and make it hard for him to get it back. So now the question turns to how OKC is preparing to defend Haliburton in the NBA Finals. Well, we already have a hint with how they're going to do it. The last time they played, OKC threw a ton of looks at him. They used Lou Dort to pick him up full court and deny as many touches as possible, being physical and making every catch a battle. Sometimes even taking him completely out of half-court possessions. Even when there are cross matches or switches, OKC has the perfect arsenal of defenders to throw at Haliburton. Guys like Cason Wallace and Alex Caruso, who are no easier to have on you than Lou Dort. And in ball screens, OKC mixed it up. They showed a soft hedge at times, and interesting to note, they weren't afraid to switch Hartenstein onto him. They might have been experimenting, and we'll have to see if they continue with that experiment come the finals. Either way, it's going to be a fun one. One of the best defensive teams in NBA history trying to slow down Indiana's fast-paced offense. And the engine that makes it all go, Tyrese Haliburton. I'll be watching every possession. And if you want to see my breakdowns of every game, make sure to follow me on X and on Substack. And if you're a player or coach who wants to learn more about becoming a lockdown defender, check out the Lockdown Academy. It's where I dive even deeper into film, drills, techniques, and more. So if you want to become a championship level defender, the link's in the description below. Let me know if you enjoyed this type of video, scouting report style, and what you want to see next time. As always, I'm Coach Mike with Lockdown Defense. Keep up the hard work.